We're really seeing a taken the concern from the Chinese Canadian community. I would say that they're very vocal. The big problem is a lot of them are not skilled in first language with English, and they're not sure what to do. So there is a new website for the Chinese community, Michelle Wong, I think it's called 911 meters, something like that. And I think that that's very important because we all need to be awake and aware about what is going on with this government.
Great, thank you so much.
And we need to also demand that the next government, because this government's gone. This government's gone. So what's the next government going to do? You know, we need to hold the next government's feet to the fire and say, you come in here, you want our vote, you want our support, you need to honor human, civil, and democratic rights in British Columbia.
Right, and also, sorry, forgot to ask one last question. The BC Human Rights Tribunal.
Yes,
I know
we're in process with that.
And is there any
We get, well, it's being reviewed. So we have submitted, BC Hydro submitted, then we submitted again, and the Human Rights Tribunal is considering whether each individual has to represent themselves or whether they can be represented as a group. Because right now we're representing them as a group. The fact is that they all have doctor's letters. These are medical letters. Medical doctors are stepping forward, and we're getting letters that are 3 or 4 pages long from doctors explaining why their patients have to avoid radio frequency, the microwave signals. These are pulse signals. It's very important to note that these are pulse signals, and pulse signals have not been studied. This is really a new development in microwave technology to have these rapid pulse signals, and there's just a lack of scientific knowledge on this, and unfortunately the industry that has the money creates their own science to prove what they want.
evolve just like what they want?
Yes.